बेंदी की बातों episode 2 स्वागत है. So after we've just been driving for a good 45-60 minutes, getting lost, trying to find the right roads, we end up just 5 minutes away from where I live, here. So this lake is located near the village of Wakipara in Maharashtra, and believe it or not, we're just about a 5-minute drive from the chaos of the village. So what I want to show you today is you can find some peace and tranquility in amongst all the madness of Mumbai. So remember I told you that I'm an actor, right? Well, at the moment I'm kind of an out of work actor because it's rainy season here in Mumbai, and usually in the rainy season it's a very quiet time. 2024 was a good year for me. I did quite a lot of films and web series, but right now I'm waiting for a shoot to begin and I'm waiting to hear back from several things, and I'm halfway through shooting something, waiting for that to restart. So being an actor, you have to be used to not working all the time. Don't get depressed, because during these times, you know, you begin to question yourself. You begin to think, am I not getting work because I'm crap? Am I not it anymore? Do I not have what it takes to make it? But it's really because shoots are usually put on hold. There's not so much work during the rainy season. Why? Because it's rainy and it's bloody wet. And it's very hard to plan any shoots, and even if you're shooting inside a studio, you've got to rely on your actors and your crew to get to the studio, which is quite hard when the streets are full of rain this high. So relax, enjoy this time, like I'm doing today. I've come to this lovely little lake here near Wakipara, and I'm going to go for a swim. So if you don't mind, I'm going to get a little bit naked and go in the water. Okay? Thank you. I'll see you in a bit. The beautiful tropical beaches of Maharashtra. Now this area actually is quite special to me because Wakipara, the village where this lake is located, was where I first lived when I arrived here in India. And it was quite a culture shock. Now, I mentioned in the first video how if you're used to Western luxuries, being in India is going to be a challenge. Now, of course, there are places where there is luxury. You've got some very wealthy people here. But if you're going to come and live in a village like this, like I did, you've got to deal with some quite challenging bits. Frequent power cuts, for example. Going on an Indian toilet where you have to crouch down. That's quite challenging if you've got dicky knees. And also, you've got to deal with things like, for example, where I was staying, it was a chul, the building. It was called a chul, where houses are divided into small, very small flats, and there were rats living there, and there's got mosquitoes, and you've got the street dogs. So you've got to be open-minded to dealing with more simple things in life. But as I told you last time, whoever you stay with, whatever family you're invited into whichever family invites you into their home, they are going to treat you like a god, because a god is like a guest. Guest is like a god here in India. Or as they say in Hindi, Atithi Devo Bhava. So after a lovely day, afternoon at the lake, having a dip, we're going to head back home, and it's only going to be about a 5-10 minute journey. Now you may be wondering why I choose to live in this part of Mumbai. Bearing in mind, if you look around, you're not going to see, or hardly going to see, any other foreign faces around here. Most of the foreigners I know, particularly people who are actors who come here from the UK, from the States, from Europe, they tend to live further into Mumbai. They'll live in places like Bandra and Juhu and Andheri, which are lovely places, and there's lots to do there, a lot going on. But I love living here, and I'm going to explain why I like living around here. First of all, for my wallet. It's a heck of a lot cheaper living here than in those places. For example, my monthly rent in a 1-bedroom flat is 8,000 rupees, which is roughly $80, 75 pounds per month. I mean, imagine paying that in London or New York. Impossible. It's also a very friendly place. Everybody around, a lot of people around here know me. I could be walking around the streets and people shout out, "Hey, Bendi, Bendi, bye!" And sometimes I can't even remember who they are, but I'll say hi, and I meet a lot of people here. People are very accommodating, very welcoming. You get into a chat, you get to chat with a lot of people, and sometimes within 5 minutes they'll be saying, "Look, here's my number. If you need any help, you have any problems, give me a call, let me know." Which wasn't really my experience when I lived in Europe, even when I lived in Canada. And people can be very friendly there, but people here can be beyond friendly, overly friendly at times. And the other thing I love living around here is you really feel part of the community, partly because of that, but also because it's quite small. You see a lot of people over and over again. Whereas if you lived in somewhere like Andheri, you become very anonymous. There's millions of people who live around there. It's very hard to feel part of that community. So if you are thinking about coming and living in Mumbai, although places like Andheri and Vesova and Juhu do have their advantages by all means, and they are that bit nearer to the casting studios if you want to be an actor, they're near a lot of the film studios as well. So there are some practical benefits, although the number of times I have to go for auditions or the number of times I have to go to shoots, I'm not there every day, it's just here and there. So I only have to travel into Mumbai now and again. I'm not having to travel every single day. So I don't have to deal with the commute. So why should I spend a lot of money living in an area where I don't need to? So there are certainly advantages living in areas beyond the obvious. So if you're going to come and live here in Mumbai, have a think about that. And the other real advantage of living in an area like this is it's real gritty India. I love it. There are people here who've moved from Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, from all over, and they all live here, and it's real gritty India. And that's what I want to do. I want to be part of India, not a part of it. So have a think about it if you want to come. Thank you for watching episode 2 of Bendi Ki Baatein. Until next time.
Maharashtra.